NUFC Undisputed
with Chris the American Mad and Derek the Mighty Win on UFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
Hello everyone, welcome to NUFC Undisputed. We are live once again here on NUFC Talk TV and NUFC Talk Radio. If you are listening or on the sound waves in Newcastle upon Tyne and Gateshead, welcome one and all. And don't forget to join us on the YouTube side of things. If you are watching on YouTube, smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Welcome to the channel and become a member if you can, and help us reach as many Newcastle United fans as we can. Become a member. Very important to do that if you can. A lot of people became members as of yesterday on the final shout. So that's good stuff there. Thank you and welcome everybody. So how's it going? I see people in the chat already rolling in. A lot of you missed the early Undisputed show. I mean, it's in some crazy hours for me. So it's a little bit better though this time because time has changed. So it's 5-hour difference now. It's opposed to 6. So, but it is what it is. Well, I mean, I'm assuming the experiment is over, and Woltemade is gonna.
Start this all again.
I'm assuming the experiment is over. Woltemade will be not playing in midfield anymore. He'll be playing where he's supposed to be. And yeah, I'm assuming enough is enough. What else are we gonna do? It's clearly not working. So we're gonna place Barcelona tomorrow.
It's absolutely not work. It's absolutely not working. Playing them up top.
Oh, what? How can you say that when he scored many goals? What's worked more, center forward or midfielder, or DM?
For the team, not DM. That's a silly thing. He's playing the front
that's
end
what he's
of a midfield diamond. That's what he's playing when he's there.
Okay. There are a lot of going around to just say one thing. By the way, you can call us and have your say right now, folks. 0191-916-8864. Call us now and have your say about the current situation. What do you think should happen? We're going to play Barcelona tomorrow, and that's a very important game. Some say the last throw of the dice for Eddie Howe. I don't think anything is going to happen anyway. Some people might want it to be, but I don't think there's anything in particular that's going to change. Eddie Howe will remain the manager of Newcastle United, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not. Nothing will change. Nothing will change. I think it's about next season and what happens then. But you can argue it. I don't think I was listening to Christina yesterday, and she was saying that there was nothing wrong. Basically, it's not a failure of a season. And on top of that, she even look at Tottenham, and I think that's a very mediocre way of looking at it. But it's everybody's particular opinion on the situation. But I don't think anything will change per se. But yeah, some people do believe.
Should Liverpool have sacked Klopp when he finished outside Champions League? After, winning, coming close, and then he doesn't finish that. This is Liverpool we're talking about. Couldn't finish in the Champions League.
What year are we talking about?
Well, it was about 21 or something. Halfway through his tenure.
Was that after he won the Champions League? Come on, man. Come on. Win, stop digging yourself into a hole, man. It's too early to have these arguments, man.
It's 22-23. Did they win the Champions League in 22-23?
They won the Champions League in 19, I believe. So
yeah, well, so I'm talking 22-23. When we finished in the Champions League in their place.
How could you sack a manager that won the Champions League? Do you understand what winning the I understand you're it's not your thing, but do you understand what Champions League means to
the
people?
Champions League to Liverpool is what the Carabao Cup is to us. In relative
No, it
terms.
is. Speak for yourself, mate. Speak for yourself. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. The Carabao Cup to you is the end all be all. That's not to Newcastle fans. We won the Carabao Cup. That's amazing, perfect, unbelievable. There's nobody believes the Carabao Cup is the same as the Champions League. Nobody believes that. Not even to us. Don't even try to put it in our term. We appreciate it. We love it. We cherish it. Don't try to put the same thing. Because if Eddie Howe was the Champions League,
Should Liverpool be finishing in the Champions League position every season?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
definite.
So
That's definite.
should they be sacking a manager who doesn't achieve that?
If they don't see any improvement, yeah.
Ah, right. Now, wait a minute. No, not if he's got a history of winning. And
No, I'm not talking about history. I'm not talking about history. No. I never said any of that. So you're making up words. I said if they don't see any improvement every season, or they don't see that nothing is changing with the manager.
Well, that's not an improvement,
then
isn't it? Not qualifying for the Champions League is absolutely proven. Drop
yeah,
off.
but I'm saying no. If you can have a one-off season, but this
right.
but yeah, this is not a one-off season for Eddie Howe. This is a continuing pattern that he doesn't improve, that nothing changes, that he does the same thing all the time. That when he changes one thing, when he changes one thing, even if it goes badly, he keeps on going on and on and on and on until God knows when, until he finally realizes something is not going on. Exactly in this particular case with the Woltemade situation, that worked for the first two games, but why does he keep doing it? I don't understand it. But we got Robert from London, so he can tell you what he thinks about this particular case. Robert, good morning.
Well, good morning, lads. How are you?
We're doing great. So what do you think of Wayne is saying? You know, he's comparing Club to Howe, Champions League to Carabao Cup.
You can't compare either competition. Champions League, you play the best teams in Europe. Carabao Cup, you play teams from like League 2 up to the Prem.
Well, we beat the top 4 Prem teams winning the Carabao Cup. In that cup run, we beat all the top 4. The 4 teams that finished in the top 4 of the Prem, that's who we beat. Best league in the world.
Yeah, but then if you compare this season, we can't even beat the best 4 teams in the Premier League.
This season we've had a poor season.
We haven't beat Arsenal. We haven't beaten Liverpool. We haven't beaten. We beat City, granted, but Chelsea, they've got a draw. Like I can't have that. Like I'm not going to have that one. I mean, if we played Wimbledon last season at their place because their place got flooded, we might have lost.
Come on,
because
man.
Wimbledon. Like, look what Sunderland had happened against Port Vale.
Yeah,
look what Mansfield did against Arsenal this season.
So I mean,
respond. Winston is Liverpool have won the Champions League on multiple occasions. Their status in the game says that's exactly where they should be. They should be challenging for Champions League. And arguably any manager who can't even get them into the competition has failed and should be sacked. If they'd done that with Klopp, they wouldn't have gone on to win the league.
No, but you're wrong, man.
That's my. The Carabao Cup to us is as big an achievement as the Champions League is for Liverpool. In our current situation.
No, it isn't.
We've never won anything for 70 years, man. Get a grip.
That's fine. And leave things where they belong.
The thing is, we won the Carabao Cup. The next thing that we should, as a club, thinking, okay, let's go and win the FA Cup. Then qualify for Europe and win the Europa League.
Right.
Then literally do step by step.
Okay, step by step. Exactly. Now then, who's just knocked us out the FA Cup?
Man City.
Yeah, the best team in Europe, arguably.
One of the best teams in Europe, yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go.
I called in on Saturday when we lost the FA Cup game against Man City, and I gave my opinion then what I thought about the game. I'm not going to repeat it because obviously
but he doesn't get the point though. The thing is, you don't get the point.
Saturday's game was atrocious. There's no doubt about that. What I'm saying is, in the harsh reality of life, it's no big deal to get knocked out of a cup competition by Manchester City.
It's not. That's the thing. That's the thing. I think the way I see it, we got knocked out by one of the best teams in Europe in the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup.
Correct.
You've got other teams in the Premier League getting knocked out by lower league opposition, and that's the way I see it. As I say, our rivals got knocked out by Port Vale. Thank you, Port Vale, for doing us a job.
Man, listen.
It's not that big a deal, is what I'm saying.
Well,
I think I agree. It's not as big a deal because we got knocked out by one of the best teams in Europe.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And the part is
so it then comes down. So it then comes down to if we've been unlucky with regard to the draw in both domestic cup competitions. We've been drawn against Manchester City, so that's bad luck. Hard to bear. Could have done better on Saturday, without a doubt. No doubt about that at all. So on the basis that in the other competition that we're in, we've reached a stage we've never reached before in our existence. So we've done that. So that is a definite improvement on every other time we've been in the Champions League, which isn't that often, by the way. And we've got a manager who's got us to all of those places, to a place where the only team that can knock us out of a cup competition, it would appear, is Man United, is Man City. And we're in the final stages of the Champions League. So then, if you take all those out of the equation, because there's nothing wrong with those performances, in my opinion, you're then left with a league position. And right now, we are in...
Our league position is woeful. It's not been good.
Correct. Correct. So I agree with you there.
Our league position, the Carabao Cup, we got to the semi-final. We got back knocked out by Man City. The FA Cup against Man City. Bearing in mind also when we played, I think a couple of years ago, we played Man City, Man United and Chelsea in the Carabao Cup. Another tough run. When we played in the FA Cup, I think a couple of years ago, we played Sunderland, Fulham, I think Man City again. I think in that competition.
Yeah. Man City. We continually get done. But the point I'm making is that it then boils down to league position. Is 13th?
I think our league position,
we are now, is not
with
acceptable.
The squad we've got, we should do better.
Yeah, exactly. But the season's not finished yet, and we've got a lovely run in. Let's see where we'll finish. Now, let's say, supposing we'll finish 7th or 8th this season.
The way I see it,
how much worse is that?
If we can, go on. Sorry.
No, go on, Robert. Man, don't listen to this fool, man.
No. Look, I respect his opinion. We should all respect each other's opinions as a fan base. We should be uniting in our opinions against certain things. The way I see it, we've got a good run in. We've got Chelsea Saturday. We've got Sunderland next Saturday or Sunday. We've got Arsenal in that run in. We've got teams who, on paper, we should get a result against. Like we should definitely get a result against Chelsea because they're going to PSG. We should definitely get a result against Sunderland. And like that's the thing. We should definitely get results against teams who we should be beating.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I think to say we should be beating Chelsea is a bit far fetched.
No, because the way I see it, like the last time we beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge was when we had Cisse score an absolute worldie. Chelsea are not. Chelsea are going through, like they brought a new manager in. They barely beat Wrexham. I wasn't impressed with them against Wrexham. And they're going to PSG, who against Chelsea because of the Club World Cup.
Yeah, well, we've got Chelsea away, we've got Arsenal away. And apart from that, I think we could potentially win all the other games.
Yeah, well, you keep saying
I'm hoping that. We do. I'll be happy by the end of the season. If someone said to me, beginning of the season, well, will you get Conference League? Will you have to Conference League? I was like, yeah. She's still in Europe, and yeah, I don't really care. I just want Europe. Give me Conference League. I don't care.
There you go. Robert, thank you for calling us, bud. Appreciate it.
Pleasure as always, guys.
Yeah, have a good one. Call us now and have your say, folks. 0191 916 8864. have your say about the current situation. Getting full of corrupt draws every season. We had Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool could not stop us in the cup. So this year they have given us City in both cups. Corruption, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily true, but you got to beat who you got to beat, man. And you keep saying that we're going to win. You keep saying that, but it all ends up being just based on nothing. And it doesn't happen. We don't beat. The problem is that Newcastle doesn't beat the teams. You keep on going, but of course, let's see. But we got to talk about what's happening. We haven't even beat the teams that we need to beat. That's the problem. The only team that we beat that we got to beat surprisingly was Man United. Other than that, who else? Brentford. Even we couldn't even beat Brentford, man. Everton at home. How would that happen? Mick Bingley calling us from Scotland. Mick, how are you?
I'm all right, Chris. Wayne, how's it going?
Doing good, man. It's been a while.
Not bad. Well, where do you start? We'll start when Saturday's game, will we? You know, for 20, 25 minutes, Newcastle are okay. And then what happened? We scored a goal, and you can put your life savings on that the opponent will score another goal, right? Now, what I cannot understand is, and I didn't get this, right? He takes Trippier off, puts Hall across the right back, but Dan Burn left back. Why, if he took Trippier, why didn't he bring Liverpool on? What was all that about, like?
I've got no idea.
Any idea?
No, that's it.
But everything is great, man. Everything is great. So we should just wait and see.
He put Dan Burn on for set pieces. That's what he argued.
I know, but Wayne, listen, I've stuck with Eddie Howe, and I've stuck with him, and I know what he's done. But you know what? In the summer, it's time to move. I don't know who's out there, who they get, but he's lost the plot, in my opinion, right? He has lost the plot. You know, they're going on about Barcelona. Yeah, it would be good to get a result. You know, and I know, that ain't going to, I mean, they're going to have to get 2 or 3 goals at St. James's Park to get out of the new camp. That ain't going to happen. There's just, I don't know what it is when they play. I mean, we could go out and play a game like Man United the other night, down to 10 men. We were absolutely excellent. Couldn't fault any player on that park. Then we play Man City at home, under the lights. We were finished.
Yeah, and that's under the lights. That's supposed to give you some magic trick.
But I didn't get it though, Chris. I do not get it. What, you know, and the bit, and everybody said the same. Why is he took Trippier off, put Hall over there, and Dan Burn there? If he took Trippier, why didn't he bring Livramento on? He brought him on about 10, 15 minutes later. You're thinking, what are you playing it? And you know how I feel really, really, really sorry for him. He's getting all the criticism. Is Woltemade. And you know what? It's not the lad's fault. He is, I know what Wayne's saying, he disagrees with me. He is a number 9. He should be in and around that 18-yard box and get the balls into the boy. Get the lads in, get the ball into that lad. He's not a midfielder. He doesn't play in midfield for Germany. But Eddie Howe keeps experimenting. It's not working. And it's never going to work. Never in a million years. And yet what happens? He's a scapegoat for everything.
Ooh.
You know, Craig Hope. I used to like Craig Hope. He's went right down in my estimation the way he's ripped the mick out of that boy, like. And it's a shame. You know, he's a decent lad. He's an excellent footballer. He's just not getting the chance at Newcastle. And you know what I would do if I was him? In the summer, I would move. Because Eddie Howe's not going to play him in the proper position. Not going to happen, like.
Ooh, wow. That's a proper rant right there, Mick. That's a proper rant.
Chris, do you agree with me with Woltemade? It's a shame on the lad. It's terrible what's happening to him. It's not good, you know what I mean?
Of course.
He's only a young lad.
But of course I agree with you, man. But the fact is, you gotta get to some thick skulls around here that just don't get it. That simply don't get it, man. They want, you know, how could you play a center forward as a midfielder? That's unbelievable. That's mind-boggling to me. And by the way, just simply by the fact that is detrimental to the team, to the other end, to the midfield. Now the midfield's supposed to be 3. They're playing with 2 in a setup for 3.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. So Win, defend yourself, man.
Even when he plays the number 9, where a House had him the odd time, Gordon, he's not greedy, he'll not pass the ball himself. Instead of passing the ball to the boy, and the same as the right-hand side, give him some ammunition. Terrible. Honestly, I'm just sick of watching the same rubbish. Win one game, lose 2 or 3. Win another game. And you know what the sad thing is, right? We'll probably gone out on Tuesday night against Barcelona and probably beat them at St. James's Park. That's what we're like all season. And I don't know what's went wrong. It's as though the players can't be bothered. Turn up for certain games and other games are like,
yeah, that's a very good point.
In my opinion,
That's something that I agree with.
You know what? Win. You know what it is? I've seen Wizard come on for, 10, whatever, on Saturday. Win, he hasn't got a Scooby-Doo. He's walking around the park like a headless chicken. I don't know. He hasn't got a Scooby-Doo, that boy. Not a clue. He scored all them goals for Brentford. People keep saying, he's injured, he's been injured.
That's another L for the Baldy. That's another L, a massive one. He wanted to play him over Woltemade. Can you believe Win wanted to do that? But that's one of the many Win L's that he's taken all year.
We will see Woltemade playing behind Wissa, and we will see it work.
When?
No doubt.
When? Well, no. But hold on, no. Stop lying, man. Listen, put some base into your argument. Why? How? What's giving you the thought that that's going to happen? Why?
Because Wissa will eventually regain full fitness.
Yeah, but what are you basing this on?
Fitness.
What are you basing this on?
I'm basing it on what I saw at Brentford.
That's poor. That's really poor from him.
£5 million we paid for him.
Oh my God!
Yeah, and he hasn't been fit since we signed him.
Bench with him.
But this is just assumptions, by the way.
Alanga might have a good game.
Alanga, I'm done with.
I don't know.
You're done with Alanga, but not Wissa.
You're done with
Correct.
And based on what? Once again, based on nothing. It's the same thing. Neither of them have done anything in particular.
No, but Alanga has been fit, and Alanga.
How do you know? What do you base it on that Wissa is not fit? No. What do you base that Wissa is not fit? What do you base that on?
The fact that he hasn't been selected yet.
Okay, so wow, dude, I'm saying.
I tell you why he hasn't. He hasn't been selected, Wayne, because he's crap. Absolutely crap. And Eddie Howe knows that. Wait. See, every time I watch him come on, he hasn't got a clue. He walks around the park like clue. Alanga signings like, and I don't think Alanga will ever come good. Right, we're not in the Forest. Wizard played all right with Brentford. They come to Newcastle. The Bondo, they were sitting on the latch, both of them.
Yeah.
That's definitely what it looks like.
Woltemade needs to be played as a number 9 and get the balls in the box for the boy. Get the balls in the box, see what he's capable of doing. Then you can turn around and say, well, you know what? Nah, or whatever.
Yeah.
People should give him a bit of leeway, let the boy play his game in a proper position and see where we're going from then.
You go.
That's what I think.
There you go, Mick. Good job, man. Good job.
But anyway, go on, lads. Listen, I'll let you boys get on and we'll catch up when you're again. Lovely, mate. Lovely.
Call us again. Have a good one, Mick.
Drive carefully.
Call us now and have your say, folks. 0191-916-8864. Good callers already this morning about what's going on with Newcastle United. Call us now and have your say, folks. Don't forget to smash that like button, though. If you're watching on YouTube, please help the channel out. Hit that like button. We need your support. If you can super chat as well. Send in your super chats so you can highlight your comment. And I'll see a lot of comments there. A lot of good ones coming through the live chat on YouTube. Shout out to the ones listening on radio as well. I appreciate you all very much indeed. Become a member if you can for $4.99. Enjoy exclusive content. The one tonight at 6:30 p.m. UK, you got the Geordie Football Show, where they're going to be talking about the Premier League, of course, with the Geordie biased. So tune in for that one if you're a member. And if the more radio stations we add, radio station shows we add, you're going to be able to watch those on demand and live if you're a member of the channel. And of course, you'll be able to listen to them for free if you are listening on DAB, on the website, and on your smart speaker. So thank you very much to one and all. A lot of comments coming through. Yeah, I mean, we can't repeat the same nonsense against Barcelona. That's good. Barcelona are already in Newcastle, by the way, and they are enjoying themselves. But we cannot
walking around Matford Hall in awe.
We cannot commit the same mistakes, or else we're going to be doomed for the result. We have to at least try to give it a good go and not mess around. We have to. We have to. I don't think we're going to beat Barcelona overall anyway. That's why the Champions League is extremely difficult. You can beat anybody on an individual day, but this is a series. And Barcelona at home, I mean, they got good quality anyway. So I don't. Quality eventually will prevail. That's just that's simple. But we got to give it a good go at home. We can't keep doing this. That's just one thing, by the way. The one thing that makes sense, we get it out the way and then fix the other.
Right. Let's just assume for a second that we do beat Barcelona over 2 legs. Does your opinion change then?
On what?
On what do you think?
I don't know. You got to be direct with me. I don't mess around.
Let's assume the Woltemade experiment, as you choose to call it, continues, and we'll beat Barcelona. Does that change your opinion on whether we should be getting rid of Eddie Howe?
I never said get rid of Eddie Howe. Well, I mean, I've said it before, actually. So, yeah, I mean, you could say it. But the point is, when I'm trying to argue something or I'm trying to discuss something now, people bring in the Eddie out, Eddie in. That's not even in the conversation. I'm talking about what's happening.
Well,
and the main thing is Eddie Howe's not changing. Eddie Howe is not when he changes, it takes too long. And to change that, he takes another. It's like he is literally the English bureaucracy. He waits 20,000 years to make one change. You know, and that's the issue here. He's not quick on his feet. But the main problem that Mick, I think Mick or either the other previous caller was bringing up to the table is that it is proven once again, that Newcastle United under this regime cannot play 2 games per week or multiple games per week. And unfortunately, that's what we need to be. And it doesn't seem like Eddie Howe is good at doing that or dealing with that. Whatever you believe, if he's a magician that all of a sudden sprinkled his magic on Joe Linton, made him a midfielder, and he's done amazing, well, it hasn't worked out. And it doesn't work out with 2 games a week or more. Therefore, it's not working. We got a new caller now. Calling us. What's your name, mate?
Hello, my name's Moz. I'm just calling because I just found your show. And I just want to know what's your opinion of financial fair play.
What's
like,
your... Where are you calling from?
Huh?
Where are you calling from, mate?
I'm calling from Birmingham.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, sorry, mate.
Are you a Toon fan or?
No, I'm a Birmingham City fan, but as a progression for Newcastle, because you've got billionaire owners, but with financial fair play affecting yours, like where do you? Because some of you are saying you want Eddie Howe out stuff. One, who would replace him? But like, who, like, will you be affected where you have to sell again this summer? It's more like that for me, for you.
I don't think we'll have to sell again this summer. I think depending on where we're getting the league, there might be players who want to leave. I don't think we'll be forced to sell them, but if those players want to go, we'll probably have to let them go. But FFP has strangled us from day one since the takeover. You know, it's been a concerted effort, as we all know, by the cartel to thwart our progress. You know, so Birmingham City could be in the same position.
Oh yeah, we will be, because we're planning the new stadium, which will hold about 60,000. It's currently, I think it's next season, or if not season after, we'll be moving in. If not, a couple of seasons anyway. I mean, one of the pulls for Blues fans is Tom Brady. It's more like, and even if you look at Wrexham, like, you know, they've got probably more pulling power. But it's just more.
Well, no, I think Birmingham are a much bigger club than Wrexham are, to be fair. You know, and your catchment area compared to Wrexham is off the scale.
Yeah, but they've got the celeb pull power, so they're pulling in the American viewers and all that with the documentary. Yeah. I mean, that might end up being a way forward for virtually all clubs now, I reckon. Like, there's going to have to be, like, it's more pulling in more revenue from a different way, I think, to compete with the bigger boys.
Yeah, that's Christine. 2 secs there. What was your name, sorry? Did you say Mace?
It's Moz. Morris. Moz.
Because Christina's in the chat there saying, is that Tom Brady the quarterback? It is indeed, Christina. Tommy Terrific is a shareholder at Birmingham City.
He owns he owns like 5% of Blues, but he's like Tom Wagner, I think it is the major guy, but he currently had a heart attack or a stroke. But he's like a billionaire.
Yeah.
It's just, but like, it's just more for you Newcastle fans. It's like more this. I thought you did an okay summer transfer.
I thought we did as well, but it's not looking that way.
Well, there's only one person to blame for that.
Yeah, it's just more like, you know, who
Isak.
Yeah, if you want Eddie Howe gone, who would you want in? Who's available?
Well, you have to go for somebody that's bigger and known in football, because you don't want to go for another experiment. It is what it is. The Eddie Howe experiment has worked, and it has been amazing on the overall scheme of things. That's when you assess Eddie Howe's performance as a manager. That's when you need to go back in time and say, remember where we were, and all that BS that people want to bring up now to justify nonsense.
How is it BS?
You know. So it is all BS when you're talking about one particular game or with this particular season, you know. And so,
when
you talk about the Eddie Howe experiment, it has worked tremendously. So, but you can't do the same thing when you get a new manager, because you're supposed to make progress. You're supposed to go and try to achieve higher things, now bigger things. And the thing is, Newcastle United right now are in a position where we need to be achieving or playing in European competitions on a weekly basis, year in and year out. With the teams that are out there, we should be doing that. With the money that we spend, we should be doing that. And it seems like, before you called, that was a conversation, that Eddie Howe is not the man for that. It just seems that way. And it's proven, it's by fact, right there, Eddie Howe is struggling to get working with the lads. He's said it many times, and if that's what that's what he thrives on the most, then unfortunately he's not the man for the job. It's that simple. It's that simple. How long are we gonna wait? Is Newcastle United gonna wait for Eddie Howe to figure out a way to, you know, manage this team and pull the best out of this team with 2 or more games per week? Are we going to wait for him to finally come to that, to the light? I don't know. I don't think we got time for that.
Yeah, I personally think now as a Premier League manager, you look at Arteta, it took him 5 years to sort it all out. And I think Eddie Howe, you guys will know more. I think Eddie Howe's got more control since the two people left. What was her name? The married couple, was it?
Merdad and Amanda.
No, we've never recovered from that.
Yeah, and I think he's now doing their jobs as well. That's my opinion. I think he is kind of but you will know more, and I think it's trying to get the balance and also balance with financial fair play.
Yeah,
you get what I mean. I think he's doing he's got more control, but it's it's frustrating you fans because it's when you came in, spent all that money, and then you had obviously with Isak. That's what I'm noticing as an outsider that is, and now you maybe going stagnant. Is that the right word? Stagnant?
Yeah.
That's definitely used to going stagnant.
We have plateaued at the minute. Some would argue we're going backwards.
Yeah, plateau. Yeah. That's the right word.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's just more. But then, it's. I just think. I don't know. It's for you guys. It's for us. My aim as a Blues fan this season is to stay in the Championship, and it's tough league to stay in. I mean, I think we're 12 points from 19th, but we're at 4 defeats and the bottom half win. They're caught up with us again. I mean, we did spend in the transfer window. We bought in about 7 players. Some of them were loans. Got rid of some loan players as well that probably weren't performing.
But at the start of the season, you were flying high. I'd say at the start of the season, you were top of the league, weren't you?
Yeah.
It was you and Wrexham.
Now, I think we got I personally we're 9 points now behind 6. I don't think we'll get in the playoffs, but on the medium to top half of the Championship, I'm happy for first season back.
Yeah, but that's it. I think you better remember you just been promoted. It was.
Yeah.
I'd be if I were you. Say that's the difference between me and Chris. You see, if I was a Birmingham fan, I'd be extremely happy where you were. But Chris would be saying, "No, we are a bigger club than them. We should be up there."
Yeah.
Yeah, that just means that you just have some type of standards. But yeah, you're very good explaining there the difference between you and I. Thank you very much, Morris, for calling us, mate. Appreciate you.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good day. Call us again, mate. Call us again, please.
Cheers.
Call us again. Bye. Take care. Have a good one. Call us now and have your say, folks. 0191-916-8864. It looks like the BBC Sport sharing that Man City are set to be closing in on a move for Newcastle fullback Tino Livramento. And then once again, well, I mean, that's not a new rumor anyway, but that's the more, it says that it's pretty much the Man City closing in for Livramento is getting, for lack of a better word, bigger and bigger and bigger. They're closing in. They were here before, now they're here, and now they're closing in and closing in and closing in. So type of thing. And that's my biggest worry as a fan, because I look at the future and I look at what's in front of me. I don't just get clouded on certain individuals and things of the past. That players will want to leave because they don't see a progress in the team, and it's easy for us here to say, well, if they don't want to be here, leave, and the tune this and the tune that and all that. At the end of the day, you have to convince players. For just Livramento there, he doesn't want to sign a new contract. You denied that a couple of months back. There's no denying it now. He doesn't want to sign a new contract.
About? I denied it a couple of months back.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. You argue with me on this channel, and people, please remember if you were watching, and let me know. You argued to death with me. No, I didn't. No, I didn't make it up. You argue with me to the death when you were saying, who says that? Nobody says that. Nobody. You were rubbishing the information that was put out on this show a couple of months ago that he didn't want to sign a new contract. You were saying that that's not true. You were saying that. You were arguing that with me on this particular show. Yes, you were, man. Yes, you were. People, please, I beg you to remember that show. I beg you. He was arguing to the death about me when this information came out. Now, more clear, it's clear as water. He doesn't want to sign a new contract. Why does he want to sign a new contract? That's a question to ask. Why? This is
because he's got the opportunity to go to Man City.
Yeah, but we're making progress. We're doing great. Remember where we were.
We're going to have to make a hell of a lot of progress to get to Man City standard.
But how about we tell the? But listen, how come
a proven winning machine?
Right. Why don't we tell? But Livramento should know. Remember where we were. He should know this. We should tell him.
That's right.
We should tell him to remember.
He has got no allegiance to Newcastle United.
It doesn't matter.
Footballer, he's going to go where's best for him.
But remember where we were. I mean, isn't that what?
If I'm Tino Livramento, I'm not interested where we were. I'm interested where I am going.
So if players leave, it doesn't matter to you. So Tonali wants to leave.
Of course, it matters.
It doesn't.
But
apparently it isn't. Apparently it isn't. Chris, what's up, mate?
Hello, mate. Win. Quick question, brother.
Chris.
You know the season that we had really bad injuries.
Yeah.
And we used injuries because we finished 7th, right?
Yeah.
After the campaign we had in the Champions League.
Yeah.
We finished on 60 points, mate. So do you think we're going to catch up another 21 points by the end of the season?
I think potentially 63.
63?
Yeah, I think.
So you think we're going to pick up 24 points out of 27?
Oh man, come on, man.
Because there's only 9 games left, mate. That's 27 points.
Yeah, man. Listen.
1, 2, 3.
But on the upscale win, I have come to tell you something that might cheer you up, mate.
No.
Did you know it come out the other day that Newcastle United, this is how much the club have fleeced the fans. They are 18th in shirt sales, merchant sales. They literally sold £39 million worth of clothes this year.
How much?
Yeah. It came out the other day about the team. Newcastle have sold £39 million worth of, like, you know, the new retro stuff and all that lot. Because it come out like top 20 teams sold merchandise. Come out a week ago. Yeah, it tells you all the teams that have made the most profit from like external revenue. So far this season, Newcastle may be, and I say this horribly, may be in the right position to not be in Europe next year because they made 39 million from selling shirts, tops, and all that lot. Yeah. And they've already made £56 million from the Champions League.
Hang on.
Like prize money.
To date. They didn't make £39 million from selling shirts. They sold £39 million worth of shirts. And that, I don't know what the profit margin is on those shirts.
That's revenue, mate. You know, selling stuff. That's what I was just telling you.
It's revenue. It's not profit. They didn't make that. I don't know what.
Well, they did make that because obviously, if someone gives you £39 million, bruv, that means you made it. You didn't just get given it for free.
No, but you had to provide the shirts and manufacture the shirts.
It's like the Champions League. Yeah, exactly. But the point is, Adidas sold shirts in Newcastle's name, and Newcastle made £39 million from it. That is a profit. That means you started with nothing and you made money win.
Well, so you're talking about this is profit instead of the total amount of sales.
No, this is literally sales from shirts. This is what Newcastle have made this year, which they had never made before. For the first time, Newcastle have broken the top 20 list of selling merchandise.
That's in total sales, right? Out of 39 million pounds.
But how do you?
But
he's saying it's profit though, Win. So why are you debating that?
Well, unless you got it's not every profit. Team, there is a table.
But how do you know that?
And shows what teams have made from sales. Newcastle have made 39 million.
Well, he's saying that's profit. So why are you arguing that if you have nothing to argue with?
Right.
Do you have anything in front of you to argue?
But let's assume I don't know what the markup is on the shirt. Let's say it's 30%.
But listen, he says it's profit.
A football shirt for Newcastle United is £85.
Saying it's revenue.
A lot.
No, he said it's profit. You're not listening to him.
No, he's saying it's revenue.
Listen. Win.
It is revenue. What you sell
that is also
revenue.
Oh my God!
It matters for the whole business.
Listen,
TV deals, sponsorships, they are all classed as revenue. It's called income. For a guy that works in finances, you must know this.
Well, he doesn't work in finance.
What I'm saying is 39 million pounds in revenue is not 39 million pounds of profit.
But listen to me. Win. Listen. Think.
Revenue in the determination is income that the club makes.
Okay, Chris.
Selling shirts is the same thing. I'm sorry.
No, that's right.
My sister.
No, well, give me a second.
Well, basically, I'm not here to have an argument with you. I'm here to say this, Chris.
Right.
We are better off out of Europe next year than we are. And the reason for solely that is because of the new rules that have come in place. If we were in Europe, Chris, we would only be able to spend 70% of the revenue that Newcastle makes, yeah? Like, squad costs. That's what they're doing in it. Squad cost ratio, yeah? So wherever we bring in TV money and all that lot, you can only spend 70% if you're in Europe. If you're not in Europe, you can spend 85%. So for a team that's going to go for a rebuild, you'd be better off out of it because you don't want the Conference League because, as I stated before, you spend more money travelling and wages than you actually do income from that competition.
Well, first of all, I don't believe that for a second.
Don't believe
what? That is a fact, mate. Go ask anybody that's been in the competition. I've got a brother that's a West Ham fan. It is a fact. Europa League, you will make money. Champions League, you'll make a lot of money. Conference League is good for teams that live in Norway, not for Premier League teams. It costs more money to pay the wages and to move the teams around Europe than you actually will make for a win.
Well, I don't even know how much you make for a win. I mean, that should be easy to Google. Listen, there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Champions League money that's why we want to win as many games as we can. And
the other thing, Chris, I actually heard what you and Win were arguing about. And Win, can I ask you a question, mate? If a manager wins the Premier League and then wins the Champions League the season afterwards, do you sack him if he finishes fifth? Because Jurgen Klopp won the Champions League 18-19. He won the Premier League 19-20.
Yeah, and if you're replying,
and you're comparing him to Eddie Howe, who won a League Cup. Yet Klopp won a League Cup with a bunch of 18-year-olds.
Right. Now listen.
That's true too.
So let's put this into statutory. This guy won the same competition with a bunch of 18-year-olds.
Let Win respond.
Right. What I'm saying is, if you're Liverpool and that manager has worked his wonders, won the league, won the Champions League, and then all of a sudden finishes out, which is exactly what Eddie's done, improved.
No, Eddie Howe has not done.
Eddie Howe, no Win. Eddie Howe has not done what Jurgen Klopp has done. I am sorry, mate. The guy has a history of winning. That's it. Dortmund and Liverpool. And the fact is, the guy's taking time off, and it looks like, if you look on the news, he's coming back to management now.
Yeah. We should go try to go get him.
He will be coming back. But the fact is, Win, you're talking apples and pears. We have a manager that was at Bournemouth. They have a manager that was at Dortmund.
Man, we shouldn't even do this because we're doing bad to Eddie Howe, man. We're doing him wrong.
All I'm saying is,
no, don't say it, man.
That you're gonna sack Eddie Howe after one poor season,
Win.
Then
no, but it's not one bad season, Win. It's the capitulation of the whole season. Win, where are we in the league? We could all put shiny pennies. You're the one that turned around and said, we're going to go on the FA Cup run. We're out of that. We've got the Champions League on Tuesday against Barcelona.
right? And let's assume
we would literally give our whole, we would sell our whole front line for one of Barcelona's.
Well, you might.
I mean, you remember Ferran Torres, the guy that played for Man City, the guy that literally every time he played us, he decimated us. He'll be playing this Tuesday.
Yeah, of course he'll be playing.
And the first leg we played against Barcelona, believe it or not, that kid Lamine Yamal, yeah, mate, you ain't seen nothing like him. And that kid walks through football teams.
Oh, yeah, he's going to
play. If our defence is so terrible against Man City, just imagine what's going to happen against Rafinha. I think Lewandowski's actually fit, Chris.
Yeah.
So he might actually be playing. They may be missing Frankie de Jong, mate, but it ain't like us. When we're missing Bruno, we definitely tell the difference.
No, really.
Barcelona have about 50 players, mate. And half of them, they can't even register, like Danny Almo. Top players, Chris. They can't even put in their own team.
The only thing I disagree with is the Bruno situation. Without Bruno, now we're playing the same thing. We play great. We play extremely bad. We've been so inconsistent. The same thing without Bruno.
We got Bruno. That, mate. But I'm just saying, it's like comparing apples and pears. Any manager. Look at what's his name? Who's the guy that was at Man United? Is it Ten Hag?
Well, yeah, one of
He
them.
won 2 cups in, year out. Right? He won the League Cup, then he won the FA Cup. And the fact is, what the fans were seeing on the pitch, and what the owners saw, they had enough, so they got rid of him.
He's talking about Man United, dude.
Why is it that we have to be this small-minded mentality club who, when a manager starts to capitulate and doesn't look like he knows what he's doing on the pitch, then somehow, after going 1-0 up in the second half, gives up on an FA Cup tie? What are we supposed to do? I get you like Eddie Howe, but how long do we have to play the experiment?
Till the end of the season.
What, do you want him here for the next 5 years?
So what? Well, hold on. You're not saying anything. You're not saying anything. You're not saying anything different to what anybody else is saying. But the way you want to play it is like, it's weird because you said until the end of the season, just like everybody else said. So
where we are right now is not good enough. We've only got to go up 4 or 5 places, and that's perfectly acceptable as far as I'm concerned.
I'm a big admirer of you, mate, because literally before Christmas, you were Eddie Howe out when we lost to Man United, even though we were the better team in the game.
I'm Eddie Howe.
That was a fact. We just couldn't score. Yeah? And then, obviously, you went from that, and then you went for, if we're not, like, within 5 points of the top 3, which we are literally...
3 points.
What is it? We're like 8... Well, 3 points, yeah. But how many points are we behind them now, mate? Because how many points are Liverpool on? It's like 50-something in it, and we're on 39.
Let's see what happens when we get through this run of easier fixtures.
Yeah, but and I get your optimism, mate, and I love it. Like everybody should. I want Newcastle to win because it's a team I've supported since 1986, mate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a long time win. You know what I mean? Like my granddad got me into Newcastle. Like this is the point, and for me, it's always been even through the shit times. Like Pardew gave us a little bit of excitement when we were in the European League until Drogba knocked us out. Like, we've had good times. Yeah, Brucey. We didn't accept Steve Bruce for how bad he was. And at the moment, Howe's doing the same thing Steve Bruce was.
Love it.
But
we've got to say, look at what Steve Bruce did and how many points he accumulated. We haven't even got that yet.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
In every fan's life, mate, there comes a point, and I've had enough,
why don't you say it was time
the promises we have from these new owners, why is it that what the owners want, the fans want a lot less?
Chris, there's the difference. You've had enough. I haven't. Right?
Well, you will never.
You listen to the had enough, mate. Listen to the last part of what I said, mate. Why is it the owners want what they want and the fans are just accept that anything goes wrong? But we had ambition last year, and like we were gutted when we finished 7th and Man United won the FA Cup because it means we didn't get Europe. And then last year we tailed off towards the last couple of games. But mate, every year a manager should strive to do better than what he did the year before. And this year, it seems we've thrown all our handbags into the Champions League, which I'll tell you this, mate. If the Champions League was the same as it was when we played in it last time, I don't think we would have gone through. It's only because we've had 8 games that we've managed to get enough points to go through. And we ended up against Karabag, who were really easy in the first game, but in the second game, it's like everybody just shut down after going 2-0 up. You know what I mean? Like, I understand when you support Newcastle maybe 20-something years longer than I have.
It doesn't matter. He's just old.
Therefore,
that's what
you know what I mean? You have. But the fact is, I thought the whole point of football is you're supposed to dare to dream.
There you go.
Well, there's no bigger dreamer on this planet.
It's just who we are, mate. It's just who we are.
Anyways, listen, before we let you go, Chris, just got some information here from our crack staff that that let me see, the winner of the Conference League is 5.9 million
Yeah,
pounds.
exactly. And you get £7 million if you get out the group stage.
So listen.
No, actually, Chris.
Well, let me actually go.
You get 16 million for getting in the group stage.
Well, hold on. I think. Listen, the league phase draws is 112,000 pounds. League phase win is 337,000 pounds. Reaching knockout around
$2
playoffs
million per Champions League game.
Reaching to the knockout stages is 168,000 pounds. Round of 16, 670,000 pounds.
Yes.
Quarterfinals, you get it 1.10 million. Semifinal, 2.1 million. Runner-up is 3.3 million, and the winner is 5.9 million pounds. Which, I mean, but on that particular case, though, Chris,
all those bits up together.
Hotel rooms, travel fare.
No, but it's not going to be that. It's not going to
together the hotel rooms for the players and all the travel.
Chris.
It costs more than that.
No way, man. No way. You're paying more than that. No way you're paying. You know, it's 10 million in traveling almost. It can't be more than that.
But that's for the whole tournament. How much do you think it pays? You've got to play 18 games to get to the final.
Yeah, but I don't think it's going to be no 10 million travel.
That gives you 18 games.
Like I said.
On top of the prize money, that gives you 18 games of revenue through the gates and 18 games
which
of
is 1.8 million.
Yeah.
No, anyway, you've got the match revenue, match revenue on top of that.
If you're getting 100 and something grand a game, times it by 18, that's not even £2 million.
That's the prize money. And then you've got the gate money on top of that.
So, anyway.
Which is £1 million a game.
Regardless, Chris, thank you for calling us, man. Wonderful review.
No, that's fine, mate. I just think he's talking waffle. It's not £1 million a game. It's 2 million in the Champions League. It's less than $1 million in the Europa League.
That's prize money.
I'm sorry, mate, but I've looked all this stuff up.
That's prize money.
Anyway, lovely.
You've got your gate money
Chris,
on top of that.
All right, mate. Chris.
When did you know the winner of the Champions League makes £300 million?
Possibly.
That's
exactly.
I mean, it's quite a bit.
Now compare how much you're going to make.
No,
it's quite a bit of money.
It depends on how much they had been in the group stages on the way. How many points they picked up in the group stages.
Anyway, Chris, we'll talk to you soon, mate. Call us again, all right? Take care.
No, that's fine, mate. I'm going to go anyway. But here, Chris, even if we did get Conference League, would it not screw up our season, seeing as we just failed? Well, we failed this year.
Well,
because it's not the competition; it's the extra games.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's not exactly the extra games will be detrimental. It doesn't matter what competition you're playing. You're still playing two competitions, you know, or not two, actually 4. If in a certain given time, it's 4 at a time.
Mate, well, I'll let you guys go. Have a good day, and I'll try to see your watch along on Tuesday if I get back in time.
Lovely, man. Take care. Have a good one.
Ciao.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
Yeah.
And you.
There you go. Call us now, folks. Have your say 0191-916-8864. Don't forget to smash the like button, ladies and gents. You are listening to NUFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army.
You are listening to NUFC Talk Radio, the voice of the Toon Army. Live daily on the website, on YouTube, on DAB, and on every online radio directory. NUFC Talk, the voice of the Toon Army.
The voice of the Toon Army, ladies and gents. Smash that like button, help the channel grow. This is the only channel where Newcastle United fans get together and have their say, no matter what they say, whatever what they think, if you will, are allowed to have their voice. There's not a monotone show on this channel. Paul Sprague, let's go with the comments. It's a failure this season. Spend lots of money and regress massively. Square pegs in round holes, says Paul Sprague. Old angry noob gamer says, what are you talking about, Chris? We are having a bad season this season. We have improved every season since Eddie came. We're not fighting relegation like the 15 previous years. Yeah, I think you were winning that argument until you mentioned relegation 50 years ago and all that crap, man. Come on, man. Move on, man. Move on. Darren Lee, we only beaten City. That's the point. Well, apparently not, because you keep talking about it. Darren Lee, we only beaten City, Man U, and Spuds for the so-called top 6 clubs. Yeah, there you go. Big Worm. We can't even beat the bottom 4 teams in the Premier League.
What about Arsenal? What about Chelsea?
We beat Arsenal?
Of course we beat Arsenal. Yeah. Not this season, we haven't.
So what did one? Oh, this is unbelievable, this man. This dude is, I'm telling you, when you are
last season.
Right, yeah. I think we're talking about this season because life moves on. So, we kind of staying on topic here, man.
We're having a dodgy season.
Well, again, we're going to do
one dodgy season out of 5.
Again, the Once Upon a Time podcast is coming back, and we got to sort it out when. And you guys can talk about, you and Ian, you can talk about anything you want about before. You can include that. We beat Arsenal last year, Once Upon a Time, episode whatever. Right now, we're news-driven, NUFC Undisputed, man. By the way, the Once Upon a Time podcast does exist, so it's just been, it hasn't, I'm not taking a mic. Canalonil, what is that? Neil, I think maybe. Now, we're never losing to Wimbledon. Wise up, says Shamrock. Liverpool fans calling for Slot to be sacked, though. Exactly. Chills, I want Slot going in the summer. He's a Liverpool fan. Slapping there says Slot is rubbish. Can't understand why or how anyone rates him. Darren Lee, come on. We started Osula up front, who is not a striker. He's okay out wide. If we wanted to win, why didn't we play a striker up front? Shamrock, they lost to Man City. Don't rule them out of the league yet. Final of Carabao Cup must be one of the faves to win the Champions League. Why are we melting down? Says Shamrock. Kevin says even Spurs have got to this stage in the Champions League, and look at them this season. Well, it's just bad management, though. That's just the way it is. I mean, it's not excusable.
The Premiership is.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It doesn't exist. Rockstar. Definitely ain't been getting results in these so-called must-win games.
You can't just throw that comment in there.
Why not?
Because what I'm saying is the fact that Spurs...
I'm saying the Premiership doesn't exist. Because it doesn't. The Premiership stopped in 92, mate. I don't know if you realize that.
Premier League, then Premier League.
I'm just saying. Don't try to correct me when you're wrong. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man.
It shows how good the Premier League is and how difficult it is.
Right. So Brentford would be, what, you think, in the knockout stages of the Champions League?
Let's see where Brentford are at the end of the season.
Okay. This is the Let's See. We need to do the Let's See Mighty Win show at the end of the season. Why don't you just show up at the end of the year? I mean, that's pretty simple. Easy for you to do one show a year. Why not? I mean, because all you do is let's see. Yeah, that's some the BBC, which by the way cooked it up in the politics and this weekend. But the BBC Sport and Sky, they're lining up to hire you because all you say, you a wonderful punditry you're doing right now. Let's see. That's your take on everything. Let's wait and see.
Yeah, because your take is that everything's going to go wrong.
No, not at all. I'm speaking on what's going on now. I don't speak on the future thing. I might project on certain takes, which is fine, but all you do is let's wait and see. Well, let's wait and see. So your answer to every argument is let's wait and see.
Let's look at what's going on now. We knocked out of 2 competitions by Man City.
But let me finish with the comments, man. People want the comments out there, man. Come on, we already know you're gonna say let's wait and see. Rockstar, definitely ain't been getting results in these so-called must-win games. That's another thing. I'll give you time so you can think on this one. How come we don't beat these teams? Forget beating Man City, right? Why don't we beat the lower teams? Paul Sprague, 10th is best in my opinion. Harpo Calci there says potentially should, could, hope to, try to. NUFC bingo card. There you go. That's the win thing. Jordy Dan, those changes did look like absolute desperation by Eddie, but City were just better. That's what you get with an elite manager and unlimited spending for over a decade. So swings and roundabouts, etc. Oh, Angry says not beating Barca, not beating Chelsea, not beating Barca, not beating Mackems, not beating Bournemouth, not beating Arsenal. And you're supposed to be a happy clapper and you're saying that? Oh my God. Dazas in the chat says, how out now if can't support his tactics, now playing football is out of position. Says Daza the Voice. Welcome, mate. Gavin Fuller, Chris, a couple of seasons ago, we had 20 old draws away from home consecutive, and Man U had 20 odd consecutive home draws. Can you say that isn't corrupt? Well, listen, I don't have, for me to say that it's corruption, I have to have proof. I mean, I can't just say, it's something is corrupt when I don't have proof of that. So, to each their own. I'm not going to be sued over that. But it is what it is. Nico says Eddie changed to late every time. Maybe his changes are late every time. Jordy, I'm done. I'm done with both. If we weren't for PSR, I'd
jettison them as soon as possible.
What is that?
I think he's talking about Wissa and Elanga.
Oh, Wissa and Elanga.
I'm done with them both, and if it wasn't for PSR, we could get rid of them.
Yeah, true. So tease for the next 6 games for NUFC fans. Enjoy for Chris and Boki. No, man, not at all, man. The reason why there's no what do you call it? Joy, or else I wouldn't be ranting, or else I wouldn't be getting angry on these particular defeats. I'll be happy. Darren Lee, Missa needs someone strong to play off like Brentford. He had Tony and Mbuemo. All these shoulda, coulda, wouldas with certain players is, I don't understand. Wissa has potential unlike Ilanga, but he's been lazy for us. Well, being lazy for us is not good. Being overweight is not good. And on the other end, based on what has potential like Ilanga? He did it at Brentford. Ilanga did it at Forest. Based on, they're two different players anyway. In their particular positions, they did well. So based on what, Wissa has more of a future. He's old as well, by the way. So, or older, So based on what? Stinky Finger says this is the only Eddie Howe second season with 2 games per week. I'm not Eddie Howe in or out on the fence, but for his second run, we've done okay. How can you say we've done okay for his second run? We bottled the league and done well in the Champions League, but that's not the point.
We haven't bottled the league yet.
Win. 12, man. We are 12 behind the Mackems, man. What are you on about? What are you on about, man? Super Sam, we get 80 million for Tino. We should be jumping for joy. To be honest, that's not a bad assessment because Tino is an odd one right now, always getting hurt. So maybe that's not the end of the world. But the point overall maintains. Why are players wanting to leave? That's the thing. Remember where we were. We need to evolve and go forward, not back.
To join bigger clubs. It's simple.
Right. Okay. I'll take your word for it. Darren Lee, CEO said different, fella. We need to be in Europe every season. In the last 12 months, we only made 7% increase, and Villa made 45% to compare. There you go. And Jake and Ryan says, if Man City win FA Cup and Champions League, all this crap will go away and make Europe in 8th. There you go. Well, no, because you would be covering the sun with one finger, thinking you made it to Europe and everything is hunky-dory. No. That means you needed City to do the extraordinary, win all the cups so we can just get the crumbs. And that's not the point. When you analyze things, you have to say, you know what? Did we get in Europe? Do you actually perform to get in there? Or do we actually need other teams to do us a favor? You just can't. If you're analyzing this whole situation, you can't just say we made it and that's it. That's the mighty win style of thinking, and you see what's happened this year. So call us now and have your say, folks. 0191-916-8864. We want to hear your opinions. We want to hear your voices out there. Call us and have your say. All right, Win, have you do your homework? I asked you a question. Why can't we beat the bottom teams or the weaker teams, the teams we should be beating?
Should be beating.
Yeah, we should be beating.
This is the teams that the likes of Liverpool and Man City should be beaten as well, I take it. And Arsenal should be beaten.
Yeah, but you can have enough game and still perform. You can't compare us to them. It's simple.
Why?
You can't compare. Why would you compare us to them? They're doing great in the season. If you're telling me we can't beat Brentford, but we're fourth in the league, then I would tell you that it's pointless to not have that conversation. But the fact is, we can't beat the teams that we should be beating. And we are in the bad position.
Be beaten.
Yeah, we should be beaten. That's the way things work. When it's a doggy dog world. Yeah, you're not gonna tell me there are not 20 teams that can all accomplish the same thing. They're not.
So Liverpool just got beat off Wolves.
Yeah, that's Liverpool, and everybody's whinging about that, right? And they're not. There's not a good season for them. So you can't compare us to a team that's not having a good season.
They're not having a good season.
No, they're not. They're 6th. Why are you so scared to say things, man? Thank you, Watson, for the super chat. I am overweight and can't score. Is that a problem? Well, no, not for you. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Difference? You say
there you go. Wiz and Waza. There you go. Sorry about that, mate. But thank you very much for the super chat. So go on then. Liverpool are clearly not playing good. It's a bad season for them.
You're absolutely right. Despite spending a fortune. Who does that remind you of?
Yeah, so that's bad. So nothing changes. One thing doesn't make us doesn't justify our season. They're having a bad season, so are we.
I'm addressing the issue that you asked me to address, which was why can't we beat the teams that we're supposed to beat?
Right.
That we're expected to beat.
And you bring up Liverpool as if that's going to make it.
We aren't the only team that have that problem. Every team has that problem.
No, not every team, not at all.
The reason they have that problem is because the Premier League is stronger now than it's ever been.
And how come Wolves doesn't compete for anything? How come Burnley doesn't compete for anything? How come West Ham doesn't compete for anything? How come Forest doesn't compete for anything? How come Leeds doesn't compete for anything? How come Brighton doesn't compete for anything? How come Crystal Palace doesn't compete for anything? How come? Anybody should beat them. They're rubbish.
Right. So Man City should have beaten Palace in the cup final last year.
Yeah, they should have. And they failed to.
They didn't. Because Palace are better than you think they are.
Are they better than City?
9 times out of 10, probably not.
So then what are you talking about? Again, you're talking about a one-off game that anything can happen.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's
what?
Football.
But that's football in general, not just in the Premier League. What are you on about?
Because
what are you talking about, man?
You're saying, why can't we beat such and such and such and such? And I'm saying,
but the fact of the matter is, they should be certain teams should be beating other teams. Things can happen. That doesn't mean it's a failure. Or it's not a failure on the bigger team. If we can't beat Wolves, another result that's hunting us right now, as many others, as Brentford, as Everton, for example. We should be if you're not going to win the rest of the games like these other guys do, because you're talking about Arsenal, you're talking about City, they're top of the league. So you can have a one-off game and say, you know what, we're still top of the league. We're still second, third, fourth, fifth. That's fine. Nobody's going to ever bring up Wolves when I was there at Newcastle. But the fact is, Newcastle can beat anybody. So what are you on about? More or less. We're 12. Wake up, man. Wake up. Wake up. We are 12, Win.
Yeah, at the minute.
We are 12. At the minute. Of course, at the minute. What do you want me to do, man? Literally, you want to have a show once a year. That's literally all you want. What do you want me to say? At the minute, we can't beat anybody. We're so inconsistent.
I don't want to go all hyperbolic simply because we've had a bad run of games.
No, this is not a bad run of games, Win. This is a bad season. Once again, you're justifying nonsense. You can think that we're going to turn things around, that we're going to win the Champions League, that we're going to do. You can have those thoughts if you want to each their own. But the fact is, you cannot hide what's happened this season.
Correct.
The inconsistency in this team has been beyond words.
What's happened this season is a direct result of the appalling handling of the summer transfer window, resulting in overspending on under-par players, shall we say, and then the injuries that we've had since then, both to those players and to players in key positions throughout our team. As I said, if you go through our team, that you might be able to name half a dozen players who would be on the shopping list of any of the top 6 clubs. 6 players, that's half a squad. And out of those 6 players, the majority of them haven't been available all season. We've played one game when they were all there, and in that game we beat Man City.
Yeah, but you do realize that we're gonna have injuries, so we can't lose Livramento and the world ends. We can't lose Isak and the world ends in different stages in the season. By the way, not all at once, because all at once I could agree with you to a certain extent.
Well,
but the fact is,
we started the season without a striker. Then we went into a phase where we had one striker still that we'd brought in, and we didn't have our 2 fullbacks. And then we started getting injuries to our centre-backs as well, so the defence has never been correct all season. And now we've kind of got those back in, just culminating with Livramento coming in, and we're without our key midfielder, Bruno. But for the first time on Wednesday night ever, we won a league game without Bruno in the team. That was a massive tick for me. We managed to win a game without Bruno in the side. And these things have all conspired. Then again, if you take the cup runs, each time we've eventually been drawn. Eventually, semi-final of the Carabao, drawn against Man City. 5th round the FA Cup, drawn against Man City. So it's not all doom and gloom is what I'm saying. It's not as bad as people are making out. And you look at the position in the league table, is that good enough? No, it's not.
So how is it not as bad as people are trying to make it look like, according
because
to you?
Because the only aspect of this season that even remotely deserves any criticism is the league.
Are you serious?
Form. Yes.
All right.
So you're not happy with the Champions League. You're not happy with the semi-final of the Carabao.
I never said that.
Well. So which aspect of the season's performance deserves criticism?
All of it is all inconsistent. All of it.
Well, it's the fact is we can't. The
fact is we can't.
Of the Carabao.
Right. The fact is we can't compete. We can't compete on more than one competition at once, and that's very, very alarming. That's the fact that we can't play players in their right position. That's very alarming. Also, the fact that some players are not performing. That's very alarming.
Right position in your mind?
No, in everybody's mind, except you and Eddie Howe. Yeah, except you and Eddie Howe, exactly. Woltemade's manager. Do you think Woltemade's manager? Hold on. No, I'm gonna ask you a question. Right, perfect. Yeah, well, okay. So how come he plays it for Germany? What happens there?
Well, let's see what he does for Germany.
No, I see what he does for Germany every time he plays there. So he plays as a number 9 in a 4-3-3. How come he plays there? He never plays as a 10.
He scores,
why?
He does.
No, he doesn't. He plays as a 9. Why? I'll let you know what. Let me go to this breaking news, and you can think on your answer. According to ESPN Brazil, thank you very much to Connor. By the way, follow us on social media at NUFC Talk Radio, at NUFC Talk Radio on social media. And thank you to the social media team, Connor in charge, putting up some good content on social media. And right now, according to ESPN Brazil, Newcastle have held talks with Palmeiras over the availability of 21-year-old midfielder Allen for a summer move. We'll play him as a center forward probably. Newcastle has an ongoing scouting operation in South America this season, where the club has been closely tracking emerging talent. Allen has 3 goals in 15 games this season and is seen as a future star. The fee will be 35 million euros. Is it a good signing or not? Follow us on social media at NUFC Talk Radio. And yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I'm gonna like and retweet. Always. Thank you very much. And so that's the situation we are in at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you can't answer. Why does he play like that from
in there with a £2 super chat? I'll tell you what's worse than 12th, 13th to 20th. Yeah, you're right there.
Violins for you losers, man. Violins for you losers, man. I swear, man.
Violins for the realists.
Realists. Going back to relegation. How weak is that, man? How weak is that, man? I swear. Listen, man. It's just mind-boggling.
How realistic?
Talking about relegation, man. Talking about relegation. If Newcastle were Brentford, if Newcastle were even Crystal Palace, if Newcastle were Wolves, if Newcastle were those teams, and I would tell you, we've been a relegation team, so not being in the Premier League is a plus. But Newcastle United, a club with standards, a club with titles, a club with prestige. We're going to be talking about relegation.
A club with
Give your head a
titles.
shake. Give your head a shake.
A club with titles.
Of course, a club with titles.
When? 100 years ago. 100 years.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a club. It's a club with prestige. We're not Brentford. I'm just going to urge you to be a Newcastle fan, instead, as opposed to being a Newcastle hater. You can't compare us to all these yo-yo clubs. I heard you and Gary talk about a long time ago, Gary said that Newcastle are a yo-yo club. I remember when? Newcastle never been a yo-yo club.
Newcastle have always been a yo-yo club.
No, we haven't. We got relegated 3 times, man. We've been relegated 3 times, I think. Or maybe 4, if that. That's not being a yo-yo club. You know what a yo-yo club is? Wolves, Burnley, that are literally a yo-yo, up and down, up and down, up and down. That's not us.
Which is exactly what Newcastle have been since I started supporting them in 1963.
No, we haven't. How many times have we been relegated in your whole entire life as a fan?
5, probably.
I don't even think it's 5. But even say it's 5. Out of how long? Out of 50-odd years, it's not been a yo-yo club.
That time was spent almost half of that time.
Oh, my God.
In the second division.
Man. It's unbelievable, this, man.
Anyway.
We've never been a yo-yo club. Newcastle United is a club with prestige, a club with class. We were a sleeping giant. Somebody owned us that didn't do well for us. That this numpty backs, by the way. He's an Ashley backer. He justified Ashley for not spending money. Well, I'm never going to do that. He destroyed our club. He tried to, at least. And then he's gone. But we've never been a yo-yo club. Newcastle being relegated twice in the same decade, it's just it was blasphemy. But we got through it. But that's not our thing. That's not our identity as a club. It is, unfortunately, of the lower league clubs. Burnley, Wolves, they are yo-yo clubs because they go up and down. They go to the Championship, Premier League, Championship, Premier League. That's never been us. We got relegated, which is, if Tottenham gets relegated, they're not a yo-yo club. They're just rubbish. And they might happen, by the way. But anyway, that is the situation at hand at the moment, ladies and gents. And But there are some people that just don't get it, man. They don't get it. Exactly. Darren Lee says, since I supported Newcastle since the mid-'80s, 3 times relegated. Exactly, 3 times. 3 times. That doesn't make us a yo-yo club. 6 relegations in 130 years, Chris. That doesn't make us a yo-yo club. What's the matter with you, man? Sometimes you just want to, I swear, man. It makes no sense. Make us a yo-yo club, man. How dare you speak ill of Newcastle United, man? Unbelievable. Newcastle being relegated is the end of the world. The end of the world, literally. Thank goodness we got back up, by the way. Thank goodness for the Spaniard. He got us back up in no time. So there you go. There you go, ladies and gents. And proper fans don't count the championship as a trophy. Mighty win counts that as a trophy. You see what I'm saying? Proper fans.
No, I don't count it as a trophy.
Proper fans. Why don't you? We're a yo-yo club. Why wouldn't you enjoy the championship? If I see a Newcastle fan celebrating the championship, I can't say what I'll do on DAB radio, but trust me, if I see you with the championship scarf, I'll chin you as soon as I see you, man. I swear to God. That's not us, man. That's not us. That's not us at all. Sharon Richards says, win. Stop defending Eddie. Spent $250 million last summer, and we have gone backwards. Sorry. Love Eddie, but he has destroyed the season completely. Playing players out of position. And Saturday was shameful, says Sharon. Well, it was. I mean, but it is what it is. Old Angry Noob says, Chris doesn't know anything about our club before the takeover. I know apparently a lot more than you. Apparently. But you can call in and have your say, man. If you feel froggy, call in and have your say. I'm never shying away from a good argument.
So from when I began supporting the club in the 2nd division, by the way, in 1962, when the 2nd division there, we got promoted. We went down again in 78 and we're in the 2nd division.
How many times, man? We got to run out of time.
Until 83. We went down in 89.
How many times? We're running out of time.
We went down in 9-10 and we went down in 16-17. So roughly every 5 years we get relegated.
Oh, well, can't wait. What's about next year? Lovely. Next year we're about to be relegated. We were fighting relegation 4 years ago. Now 5 years ago, will be next year. So, well, lovely. Let's give it another shot then at the championship. That's the mighty win mentality on Newcastle United, folks. And there you go. And with that note, thank you very much.
At all.
Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you for the few super chats there. I appreciate it very much indeed. 5 times in our history. And they think we're a yo-yo club. That's the mentality. Some of these people are lost. I'm telling you. Some of these people have battered wife syndrome, man. They are lost. They see one good thing and it's the. But listen, one comment on the chat. One comment.
What we've done in the last couple of years and think that
we go on a basis on a yearly basis on what's happening on a match by match basis. That's the way we should do things. But it's one person told me on the comments a long time ago. I can't remember where it was. Chris, you got to understand this, mate. I'm not either Eddie in or out, but the fact with win is when you're hungry and you're poor and you are in need, somebody gives you a sandwich, you'll love that person forever. That's win with Eddie Howe. And, it is what it is. Some fans can't see past that. But, that person gave you a sandwich, but then, I understand it. I understand the love, and it's there. He did well. Eddie, when you look at Eddie Howe, he's a hero of the Toon. He's a hero of the Toon. That doesn't mean that shouldn't cloud what's happening now and what comes in the future. Anyways, we're gonna see you later on tonight from coverage 8 p.m. live. Well, actually, no, we got the presser later on. If anything is, if we're able to do it, so stay tuned for that. And anyway, stay tuned for the channel and hit the like button, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one, folks. Take care. Away the lads.
Away the lads.